Welcome back folks, and thanks for checking out another video if you are. Following on directly from last week's video where I talked about DSLR cameras and whether or not they are still relevant in 2024. Today I'd like to talk to you about the current camera that I'm using, give you some specs, pros and cons of the Nikon D750. So despite some suggestions that mirrorless cameras are the only option for photographers, I think it's fair to say that that's not really the case, and that DSLRs still have a place in this world, and they will do for some time to come. Now there are obviously a lot of people who will have the funds and the necessity to buy the latest and greatest cameras available on the market, but I don't think everybody can justify spending the kind of money that cameras and lenses and other accessories cost these days, and they also maybe don't even have the requirement for such equipment. Now this has been my main camera body for the past 5 years, and despite having a second body, it has never let me down, which I'm really grateful for. And in that time, it has shot thousands of images. Now if you're interested in seeing some of those images, I'll roll a few for you now. So the D750 turns 10 years old in 2024, and that means that it doesn't come with some of the features that you get in the newer models, but that doesn't mean that it isn't capable of capturing great images. So just to run through a few of the specifications, it boasts a 24.3 megapixel full frame CMOS sensor with an ISO range of 100 to 12,800, which is expandable from 50 to 51,200. It can shoot up to 5.6 frames per second, which by today's standards is pretty low. It's got a 3.2 inch vari-angle screen, which is the one that goes up and down, not fully articulated, and 51 point dynamic area autofocus. Now if you want a few more specs, I'll throw a spec sheet on the screen right now, and I'll also throw a description to Nikon's website in the description if you want some more. And just to let you know that this camera is discontinued now, but you can pick them up really cheap on the used market. So some of the things that I like about this camera are the weight, and it comes in at 750 grams. It's also a fairly compact body for a pro camera, and for a smaller body it's actually got a really nice size grip. I've got relatively large hands, and having a nice grip on a camera is a must-have for me. It has built-in Wi-Fi, which is pretty standard on most cameras these days. Well, that means you get to connect it to the Nikon WMU app, which is great because it gives you a remote live view screen, focusing and shutter release in the palm of your hand. And this comes in handy if you're like me and you like to put yourself in the frame of some of your images. And now for what I don't like about this camera, which is the video side of things. Now you can shoot up to 60 frames per second, but you're only getting 1080 out of this camera. And despite the autofocus being great in photo mode, in video it really isn't great. It hunts a lot and it really isn't accurate. Now this isn't a deal breaker for me because I'm not really a big video guy, and what I do need I can get just using my phone, and that's really all I don't like about this camera. So I could go on and on about this camera and DSLRs in general, but if you are interested in getting one, I'll leave it there and I'll let you do your own research. I'd like to just say once more that I most definitely do not have anything against mirrorless cameras, and I would never try to dissuade anybody from buying a mirrorless camera. They are amazing pieces of equipment. I'm simply pointing out that there are alternative options if you do not have the budget or the requirements for the latest and greatest cameras on the market. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted a quick video about the camera that I'm currently using, and I promise there will be a different topic for next week's video. However, periodically I will be going out and shooting with different cameras, older cameras, and quite possibly some newer cameras. In the coming weeks I'll hopefully be heading out with David Flower's Canon 5D Classic, which he's kindly offered to lend me so I can go out and check it out. He's just done a really good video on that camera, and yeah, I just thought it might be cool for me to check it out too. I'll also be heading out and shooting some film soon, which I do periodically more for nostalgic reasons, and I'm heading out this week to go and get some film developed. It's actually from an Iceland trip in June last year with the family. Don't ask me why, I'm only just getting it developed. I just am, and I'll be going through those images and I'll do a review and maybe just talk about that trip a little bit in a video on the channel really soon. Okay, that's it. If you enjoyed listening to me ramble on about the D750 or you got anything else out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really would be appreciated. And drop a comment if you want to discuss this topic or if you've got any other things you'd like to discuss photography related. As always, if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing and following along. It really would mean the world to me and it would be great for this channel. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.